rush is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports.
And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25.
On first down, they'll start out with Singletary. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. If the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. Remember, Charles, this is the #1 defense in the NFL, and they proved their mettle here, forcing the turnover on the opening possession.
And sometimes when you play a team that has that reputation, that's earned it by their play, the psychology is, okay, they're #1. They have to prove it to us, and they tried to attack. They found out that that ranking was real.
And if history is any indication, when this defense gets off to a good start, look out.
Yeah, their offense plays off of them awfully well, too.
So here's Washington now in excellent field position to start things out.
And they will be led out by a guy certainly still trying to prove himself here in the league, the young rookie quarterback. They go play action here on first down. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him.
And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. The numbers from McLaurin a week ago.
He was pretty prophetic. He said before that game, I want to get in the end zone often. He got there 3 times.
Yeah, it's one thing to catch a lot of footballs. That is important, but it's what you do after the catch that can make you great. And he had a great game last week.
On second down, a run with Gibson.
And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the first down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Xavier Howard.
And the Dolphins are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
Well, it's not the first time we've seen him give one up here during his rookie season. And in this case, zone coverage forced the mistake. He's made some strides week to week in how he's handling the different type of coverages that he's seeing. But clearly, there's some growing still to do.
To a hit, and the ball is out. And does Washington have it? They do.
And good field position coming up here. The football at the 12-yard line.
And now, meanwhile, after the dust settles on the fumble, we've got an injured player here as well.
We'll get an update when we come back to Hard Rock Stadium. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year.
And the Commanders take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown.
That pass also evens the ledger for the rookie quarterback. Had the interception earlier, and now he gets the touchdown throw.
The ideal touchdown-interception ratio is, what, 3-to-1 for the best quarterbacks? But he's a rookie. Just getting back to even is a big deal. Increases the confidence his teammates have in him as he tries to become their leader.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
Benogany elects not to return it. The football will come out to the 25-yard line.
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis.
Yeah, this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Play action. Now it's Tua. Blitz coming, and down he goes. They'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down. But just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously, led to a very quick sack.
And this came from the edge, and those pass rushers, they have so many tricks of the trade to get around blockers. They have a lot of tools in their kit. This was pure speed and athleticism on this play, though. And they could barely get a glove on him before he got the quarterback on the ground.
And they're going to get him down well short of the 1st, as he can only get this to the 30. And if you're wondering how quick a quarterback's decision-making needs to be, a next-gen stat says that play took all of 2.8 seconds from beginning to end. Call it a 48-yard punt. Give them 9, though, on the return. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. So here is Washington now to take over. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and right now looking good in this one as well. Throwing to start the drive. Moreland. This is caught by his tight end, Logan Thomas. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down.
That's a nice throw there, and he's obviously feeling pretty good because, remember, he had a touchdown pass on the last drive, and here he comes out throwing again, and they wind up getting good yardage and a 1st down right out of the gate.
He's got a man, complete. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. Well, we saw this plenty last year in college. He loved to take his shots downfield, and that throw, that was a thing to behold there.
And for a while when this place opened, all the talk was about punts hitting the Giants scoreboard here at Arlington. I don't think we ever heard about a pass hitting the scoreboard, but that's probably about as close as you're going to get. That one was way up there.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And not able to break away this time, as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose 1 or 2. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Moreland. Touchdown! A great play there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Commanders are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. Still first quarter, 2 receiving touchdowns for him. How are they going to slow him down?
I think they're thinking about altering their game plan. Whatever they came in with, now maybe you switch a better cover guy to it. Or you make sure you have more people in his general area wherever he lines up to at least try and discourage them from throwing the ball to him.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Igbenogany elects not to return it. The football will come out to the 25-yard line. Miami's offense set and ready to go. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. Now Tua. He'll get this out wide to Singletary. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphin shaken up on the play. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Going to the air. Tagovailoa. Open net is Waddle, complete. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long?
Second quarter from Miami. It's the Dolphins with the football. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. 3rd and 1, and Tua wants to throw it. He is going to find Hill here. And he is going to have the Dolphins 1st down as they're able to convert on 3rd and short yardage with a gain of 4. And now time will be called here as Washington has an injured player down on the field. We'll get an update when we come back to Miami. They'll run on 1st down with Singletary. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Looking to pass. Tua. He'll get this to Devin Singletary out of the backfield. On the move past the 40. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
They'll toss this right side to Singletary. He's able to get 6. A nice pickup down to the 21.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
They'll try and run for this with Singletary. He's going to be a yard short. Needed 2, but only got 1. 4th down.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
Already down 2 scores. They're going to go for this rather than settle for 3. They'll try and run for it. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now they'll throw with Tagovailoa. Touchdown, Dolphins! Will Disley from 13 yards out. And the Dolphins are back within a score. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that'll make our score 14-7. A 10-play drive on time. Brings up in 6 points for the Dolphins. And here's Jakeem Grant from his end zone. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football.
A tough adjustment to the NFL throughout his rookie season, and his problem with turnovers is only exacerbated by his early showing today. That's a couple for him here in this first half, and he's cleared the double-digit mark for the entire season.
And he is not going to go anywhere. They're going to get to him behind the line, and that is going to get us to the 2-minute warning. On 2nd and 11 now. Tua. Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. Picked off by Benjamin St-Juste. And the Commanders are going to have it here at their own 9-yard line.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
And strong running there gets this up over the 15-yard line. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. We'll get an update when we come back to Hard Rock Stadium. Off play action. Moreland. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a 1st down.
Nice job, nice patience right there. Put him on the right side, let him work his way across, put the ball in his hands, and let him work his way upfield with a catch.
On 1st down, Moreland. And this one's incomplete.
It'd be interesting to see what he decides to do the next time he's in the position we just saw there. Outside of the pocket, takes a throw downfield, it turns up incomplete. I wonder if next time he might take off and run.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. They
So they're left with a 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Again, he'll drop to throw. No, they would have gotten the conversion if he could hold on. Instead, the drop means it'll be 4th down.
I know tight ends love this route because a lot of times they'll fake a block first and get a little bit of space and then come across the middle because in their mind, they're thinking catch the ball and then drop the hammer on the little guys in the secondary.
Unable to drop the hammer, he just dropped the pass. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Dolphins get the football in great field position.
Tua's throw is taken in by Waddle.
The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. From the 30 on 2nd down, Tua. And he's got his man on the out route. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Tua now on 1st down. Now he's forced out left. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Again, they will throw it with Tagovailoa. And his throw here is incomplete.
No coverage bust by the defense here. They did a nice job accounting for everybody, and that led to an incompletion.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. And he'll get this underneath to Singletary. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. So they're able to win that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
D-Rock dropped in on the drive with points. Most quarterbacks will tell us they're going to kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
One final possession for the Commanders in this opening half. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Dolphins are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And with great starting field position up near the 50, they might be one completion away from stealing a late field goal here. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. Here's Tua. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. And the Commanders are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off Byron Jones. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So that PI call will give him one more play.
And it'll be an untimed play as well. Now the half will end after this one, unless there's another defensive penalty.
Sly able to put this one through. And that will do it for this first half. Halftime over, no problem with us. We skip right to the 3rd quarter and continue this midseason contest. Well, welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3.
Second half about to start. The Commanders have the lead. They'll get it first as we are back underway. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
Here again comes the captain of this offense, leading his crew back out there now. And it was somewhat of a strange first half. He threw 3 interceptions, yet you look at the scoreboard, they've got the lead.
So you know what I think he did at the half? He stood up in front of the team, especially in front of the defense, and said, thank you. Appreciate what you've done. You guys have picked me up in a big way. And guess what? I'm going to get back to being who I am, which is pretty darn good. Let's go play the second half.
Second half starts with a run by Gibson. And a short pickup to about the 27. It'll be second down. We'll get an injury stoppage, and it appears to be the wideout, Jahan Dotson. He's the one shaken up.
We'll get an update when we come back to Miami. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Off the play fake. Moreland. And that one incomplete, but now a penalty flag coming in late. That might be PI.
So pass interference to call, and that does not look to be going over too well on the defensive side.
Or on their sideline, because I believe their head coach is saying right now, hey, you got to call that both ways.
Now he'll turn and throw deep back to the other side of the field. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off Byron Jones. And the Dolphins will have the football as this is taken up past the 30. So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play. After the turnover, it's Tua. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make second down pretty tough. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. That one complete to Hill. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
The Commanders bringing out the nickel package on 3rd down.
From the gun, it's Tua. And going deep for Hill. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football.
So they tried to take the deep shot there, but this defense up to the task.
And a lot of times when you air a ball out like this, if it does get intercepted, there's going to be a lot of space out there to set up a return. And remember, you've got 5 big offensive linemen out there playing on their feet in open space. Not a skill most of them possess that allows for extra yardage on the return.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here.
Here comes another drive from this unit, and Charles, they're coming off a costly mistake on the last possession, an interception in a game that is very close right now.
Well, as we know, they all sting no matter what the situation, but in a one-possession game, that'll hurt a little bit more. But this is an excellent opportunity to make up for it on this drive. I just don't expect them to try and take huge gambles to make up that momentum in a hurry.
A give to Gibson running right.
And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage.
Now we get a stoppage because, as you can see, a member of the Commanders in some obvious discomfort.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun. Moreland. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
Nowadays, quarterbacks don't mind throwing into coverage because of the confidence they have in their receivers to come down with the ball. But sometimes you have to be careful you don't get too confident and throw an interception.
To throw on 3rd down. Moreland. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
Sly able to put this one through. And they double him up here. That makes our score 20-10.
When you think about it, that's a pretty important second-half field goal, Charles. That now stretches this to 2 possessions and really kind of ratchets up the pressure on that opposing sideline.
It certainly does, because that interception and adding a field goal to it, that puts them in firm control of this game right now. They're about one more big stop from putting this thing absolutely out of reach.
Miami set to take over.
They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, we were having a tough patch. This too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Chase Young make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
The Dolphins will send out the punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Returnable for Grant. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt.
And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Here comes the Commanders' offense back onto the field.
And they've got the lead here getting late into the 3rd quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that, but the rushing game almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
They suspected that it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on 1st down.
To throw on 2nd down.
Moreland. Over the middle, he gets it to Gibson.
And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the 2nd half.
And the Dolphins beef up the secondary here as they look to stop him on 3rd down. Back to throw. Moreland slings this deep from McLaurin. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Here's Tressway now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. 1st down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team.
Back now in Miami. It's Dolphin football, but they trail here as we get set for the 4th. Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Tua sets up to pass it. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game. Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. On 1st down, Tagovailoa. He's going to loft it deep right sideline. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. To throw again on 2nd down. Tua. toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete.
I certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Oh, the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. Chase Young able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback, he's not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Here we go. Drill 52. Ready?
Fourth down, fourth quarter. Here's Tua.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The Dolphins can't convert on fourth down. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
Off-play action. Moreland. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Xavier Howard.
And the Dolphins are right back in this football game.
And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
But based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day, because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. The Dolphins on 3rd down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. It's Tagovailoa from his own end zone. And he'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. And they work this out past the 25. Well, that's one way to convert on 3rd down, picking up 26 yards. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
And the pressure gets there, and Tua's going to be taken down.
The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's 2nd down.
There's a reason inside linebackers are often captains of a defense. They call the signals. They have the opportunity to affect the game in coverage, against the run, and, of course, on blitzes. Living in the best of both worlds here. Already has an interception. Now he gets to record a sack, too.
Give him 6 on the screen, but now it's 3rd down.
Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. Tua going to throw. He's going to let it fly. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked by Kendall Fuller.
And the Commanders are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line.
I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me, because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left.
Robinson on a give right side.
The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Moreland.
And this pass broken up. Well, the contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. Watch out for Hill on the return. Officially, that'll be a 63-yard punt. Well done. And it'll be Dolphin football.
So Tua and the Dolphins
down 20-10. A little over a minute and a half remaining. It's been a struggle to score all day, and now they need to do it twice here late to have a chance. They go over the middle, and it's complete to start the drive. And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line. Into the hands of Singletary. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. Tua. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
That's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Tua to throw. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
That's right.
Tagovailoa.
And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Here's Tua.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and it'll be a turnover on downs. That one looks like he'll throw here. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. A big gain there, and that should certainly be enough to put this one in the win column.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
Back to throw. Moreland. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
As a coaching staff, you can call just about whatever you want because you understand you have guys who reliably take away those massive shots downfield. You're not as worried about giving up the big one.
And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. They'll look to throw again. Caught on the slant.
And the Commanders are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Again, he'll drop to throw. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. Curtis Samuel, the intended target, but it'll be 2nd and goal. Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have many options to throw the football.
Very little chance.
And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown.
Antonio Gibson with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Commanders are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this 4th quarter advantage.
So a little icing on the cake there before the clock hits all zeros.
What a way to finish things off. Exactly what you want. Not much time and a touchdown to put things away.
Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble and bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one.
That one final throw here is incomplete, and that is how this one will come to an end.
So it's Washington getting the victory.